Hello, Neja.
Hello.
Thank you very
Hi.
much for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm in the midst of all the trainings.
And where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from home.
Ah, lovely. Is it nice to have a bit of time at home whilst still doing some
Yeah.
physical training?
Yeah, I love all the time at home I can get. We're all around during the season, and any day I can get at home, I'm really really glad.
Lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna get into the proper interview now, and
Good.
ask you, how have you already gone within 400ths of a second of a Fizz World Cup podium? Talk us through the journey and, of course, the special story you've got.
I mean, it was a little bit of a surprise to me as well. But I kind of felt it coming because I knew I skied really good on trainings and I knew I was fast, but I couldn't really get it onto the race during the season. And the more season went towards the end, the more I managed to do so. And that day, I knew I've got absolutely nothing to lose. And after the first run, I was pretty disappointed because I was targeting higher, and I knew before the second run that is the last run basically of the season, and that I have to put everything down that I have left. And I kind of found my chance with the rain coming and poor conditions, so I just gave it a shot, and it worked out pretty well.
Mm, yeah, I mean, you had started the season with some good results, some points, but then those three World Cup top tens in the slalom that came right towards the end in Jasna, Ara, and Saalbach. Did something change in the new year that you could say that's the reason this form came about towards the end of the season?
We were targeting the form more on the second part of the season. But anyway, the main reason why the results came later on was in my mentality. I shifted a little bit from, I was really worked up with what I have to do and what's everyone expecting from me and what I'm expecting for myself in the first part. But then I kind of figured that I love to do this sport, and it's just a bonus that I can compete on this level and that I'm able to compete on this level. And I kind of started to enjoy it and just bring my best skiing basically to the races.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said earlier about you were disappointed with the first run, and so you thought, that's it, I'll put everything down for the second run. Usually during the season, do you have the same commitment? If you have a not so good first run, do you think, this is it, I'm going for the second one? Or is it just that one off because it was at the end of the season?
No, it's also in the other races. I find it easier for myself that if I have a kind of bad first run, it's easier to put then everything down in the second rather than in the first, because you're kind of risking more. It's not really like that, but it's the mentality, kind of, you're risking the whole race if you ski out or do the mistake in the first run. But it's not like that. I also, like in Soldeo, I kind of said that, let me try the first run already. Why should I wait for the second one?
Yeah. So do you consciously take more care with the first run?
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Yeah.
A little bit approach the run with more care and a little bit less attacking, if I should say so, and then everybody puts everything out on the second run. I think that's kind of everybody's working like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just interested to know, this time last year, were you goal setting to score World Cup top tens in 2024, considering you were still outside the top 30 in the bibs when you were 10th in Jasna? Was that a big goal, or was it just you hit a bit of form at the right time at the end of the season?
I kind of reset the goals that I would like to score regularly points in both disciplines, and to finish off the season in at least one of the disciplines in top 30. And to do that, you have to kind of be consistent and score results in top 10. So yeah, I was.
Do you have a preference between the GS and the slalom?
A lot of people ask me that, and I don't have an answer, because I love giant slalom. I think it's my favorite, but it's always been like that. My results came more with the slalom than with GS.
Yeah, and I mean, the slalom results, as you say, have come quicker. But are you still wanting to grow in the future and be able to score top tens in both disciplines consistently, or is it that you've realised now that slalom is the best discipline and you're going to focus on that more?
No, we are keeping the GS. I want to focus on them both, and I think I'm capable of like putting down good results, top tens and so on, in both disciplines. And maybe, just maybe, in the future we'll add some Super G as well, but I have to be consistent first in my technical disciplines.
So I know we've spoken a bit already about your season, but overall, is this probably the best you could have expected it to go? And are you overall very pleased?
I actually expected it to go better, or at least more consistent, because in the first part of the season I was pretty disappointed. It was not going how we wanted it to go at all. And I knew then that I just have so many races left of the season that it's like now or never. Like I'm either gonna shift up and finish the season well, or I'm just gonna stay in this circle where nothing really works out. So I'm really glad we managed to do that.
So then, what are the goals for next season? Do you feel that podium is only a few steps away?
Yeah, like I said, I can kind of already feel it on my fingers. I know I'm capable of it. I'm skiing good. I'm fast. I just have to bring all of that into both runs, and just be patient and not focus so much on the results. Just focusing on what I can do that day to do my best, and then results always come like as good as you ski.
Yeah, you sound very positive, and surely results are going to come if you're so positive. Or like you say, the thing is getting two runs together, isn't it? And that's the difficulty. But I'm sure as you go on, you'll do that. But go on, no, go.
Yeah, I mean, we ski so much, we practice so much that if we're just working hard enough and being patient, and it's gonna work out at some point. I'm sure of that, and we just have to put the work down. I mean, everybody's working so hard, so good that there's just a matter of little things on that race day.
Yeah, I know you ski racers have they have a tremendous effort to put in, but can you tell me? I ask them all this. What do you like best? The actually on the snow or in the gymnasium?
No, I like the snow more because I decided to do the sport because of the skiing, because I love this sport so much, and just the gym part is a must. We have to do it in order to be at the very best level, but no, it's the snow part.
Yeah, you got that question right. Everybody says that.
Yeah. I want to take you back a little bit now. And how did you get to where you are today? What got you into the sport?
So basically, my older siblings and cousins were already skiing when I was very little, because my grandpa and my dad and uncle were already skiers, not at like top level, but they were skiing and competing. And so we got this joy from them, and then obviously because the older siblings were already in this sport, it was only natural for me to try. And I don't really remember the day I like fell in love for the sport or decided that I was going to be a ski racer, but it was just always kind of in me. I just went step by step through all these juniors, and it was just pure joy for me.
Yeah, you mentioned the juniors there, and I'm going to come to your World Junior Championships. You went to a couple and got a couple of medals, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, firstly, 2020 in Narvik, you got the silver in the GS, and then bronze in 2021 in Bansko. So, I mean, you'd already been to World Senior Championships in 2019 before that, but how did they sort of build your confidence? The fact you were successful amongst people your age group, did that make you believe that you could go on and then be even more successful and in the senior competitions?
Yeah, the first one I got in Narvik, the silver one, I didn't expect it at all, because my season before was pretty poor, and that kind of gave me the confidence that no matter at what point you are, you if you're, like I said already, patient and working hard, that things come, results come, and yeah, it gave me confidence that like everything is possible. Because we all think, oh, how am I gonna be the one to succeed? But then you see that that if you put down the work and if you have the joy for the thing you're doing, everything is possible.
You said you didn't expect a medal in 2020. Did you in 2021?
I knew that I have better chances because I was doing pretty well throughout the season, and it was a tough fight that day. We were all so close, and it was pretty poor weather, and yeah, we all fought for it. So I'm glad I got one of them.
I do want to touch on this group that were probably competing in those junior champs, because there seems to be so much youth on the women's slalom circuit in particular, with the likes of yourself, Lara Kochuri, Jenny Jarmina, Hannah Aronson Elfman. You know, it's a great group that's being brought through. Do you see yourself as part of that group that can be as successful as, you know, the now senior members of this generation?
Yes, so the age group always changes. Like the older ones grow out of it, and we younger ones kind of grow into it. And we need those older, if I say so, groups to pull us forward, to bring us into the top level. And I think now, like you said, the young ones are kind of being there in a big part with really good results.
And do you feel that we're going to be sort of, now it's Vlhova versus Schifrin versus Holdener? Is it going to be you versus Kochuri versus Jarmina for the podiums and wins in the future?
Yeah, someday for sure. You know, the older ones are gonna kind of grow out of it and finish the careers in a few years maybe, and then we that are now the younger ones are gonna become the older ones, and the younger ones are gonna come. And yeah, I think a lot of girls ski really good, and maybe the podiums are gonna change up a little bit in the future.
Yeah.
When you look at the old, well, you're in the same competition as the people you've just been talking about. Do you find that helps you? Sort of when you're in the starting gate, do you think so and so's just gone down or gone down before me? What will I have to do to get near there? Does that go through your mind, or do you have? Are you one of those who can sort of blank out negatives and think positive all the time?
Maybe in the past when I was younger, yes. But now I kind of feel that I belong in that group of those athletes, and it's much easier, and I don't think about it as much at all.
Good.
So even when you were third place in Saalbach with only Michaela Schifrin to come down, you weren't thinking, there's a chance here that I've got a podium. But
when she was on the last intermediate, I saw her advantage coming down to a really low number, and I was thinking maybe, just maybe, but then when she finished, when she crossed the finish line, I was like, oh, I was done to think that.
were you, with that result, of course, being so close to a podium, were you disappointed or just delighted that you had a personal best, had your first top 5, and at the World Cup finals as well?
I was that moment when Anna crossed the finish line. I was disappointed a little bit because I saw how little was there to the first podium. But right after it, I was completely fine and really glad because I was really happy with my skiing and how everything turned out.
Quickie second run, you've got to be happy with that. Yeah. I've touched on the World Juniors. I'm going to come to the World Championships because 2025 Saalbach, presuming that you're there, will already be your 4th World Championships at 24. So surely this experience is only gonna help you in terms of dealing with the pressures of these sorts of competitions in the future, or even this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of the big goals, because I always say that on competitions like that everything is possible, but I'm just gonna try to a little bit leave this behind and take it as if it's a normal race, because you have to approach it exactly the same, and I'm gonna try to focus on that, and I'm sure everything is possible, but just gotta focus really on what I can do best.
Well, we're in the downtime, I suppose, at the moment, but you're still keeping yourself in shape. When do you actually start serious training for this coming season?
So the gym and physical preparations are in full swing. Like, we're working really hard, but we're gonna go skiing on 3rd of August. We are going to Ushuaia, Argentina, and then there we're gonna do the work on skiing for 3 weeks, and then we're coming back home for 2 weeks, and then we're going again to Ushuaia for another 2 weeks. So we'll have a big part of skiing there.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, I'm only going to say, so when the season comes, you'll be good and ready.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so.
You will.
Yeah.
Are you one of those that's like counting down the days till Ushuaia, counting down the days till Solden, or are you sort of just enjoying the cycling, the running, the lifting whilst that's happening?
I'm trying to enjoy everyday life in the middle of all of these hard trainings, and I kind of have my eyes set to each of those dates, but just trying to focus on what's today and what I can do today to be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, from what you've just said, when you're actually skiing, you think more of the actual race rather than where you're going to finish. Is that right?
Yeah, I had a tendency to focus on the results too much in the past, and that was never good, because then I had my mind elsewhere. But as of this year, when I shifted in this middle of the season, I kind of saw that it's more important to focus on what's in my hands, what I can do, and then everything else, it's just gonna come regarding on the work I'm gonna do.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I was just going to touch back on the off season, and you can obviously see now across social media, lots of people in Norway, lots of people in Switzerland. It's going to come, of course, in South America and New Zealand very shortly. Do you see that as a disadvantage? The fact that you've got to go much further afield and potentially pay quite a lot to ski at this time of the year, where some people have got it on their doorstep at home?
I mean, maybe, but we always have a chance to go at these places, Norway, Switzerland, like you said. But we decided on this plan that I think it's gonna be 3 months without skiing, to really focus on my physical preparation, and that we're gonna do that skiing work in Ushuaia, where we'll have really good conditions. And I think it's not even that much more cost-wise, because we're gonna leave all the things there and just go home, and I don't think it's all right as we have it.
Good. I want to also ask you about Slovenia and skiing in Slovenia, because we've spoken to a few of your teammates, your compatriots, and they've said that they don't feel that there's a lot of interest in the sport from the young people in the country. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, sadly, I think we don't have many young athletes. We have some coming up behind, but there's not as much as it used to be. I don't see really the reason why that is. Maybe because the winters are being so poor. Maybe because parents are not so invested into their children's sport anymore, and they see it easier to like put them down somewhere where it's like sport with the ball and come pick them up in 2 hours, rather than taking up them in the morning on the snow and on the mountain. So I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that it's going to change.
I think when you start getting them podiums, you'll be a great ambassador, and it'll encourage the young people to say, well, I can do it if you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I always looked up to athletes like that, and they gave me confidence that if she can do it, why can't I? And I hope I can be that inspiration to younger ones someday.
Lovely.
Well, it is quite an interesting point, because you said there's no real explanation why these younger people aren't getting involved, because there's already lots of inspiration from Slovenia, with the likes of Ilka Stuhec, a double world champion, and people who've had podiums and victories, and it's not like there's no success, and it would be more of a reason to not have the investment in that country.
Yeah, I think there's always inspiration to find, either in like for us Slovenian racers or in others, and I just think it's, if you have the love for the sport, everything can work out. You just have to do it, and I'm really not sure about why it's no interest for the sport anymore that much.
Yeah, but there's always Slovenians competing. There's always Slovenians getting results. It's been very consistent. So do you feel that consistency could potentially come to an end when you're getting older?
I think at some point there will be some kind of hole where Slovenia is not going to have that much of like top results like we've had in the past and even now. In the past we had more racers and therefore more good results. But we're still holding on, and sadly I think one day there's going to be a little bit of a hole in Slovenia.
Good.
And I want to talk about the current team that you've got surrounded. You're constantly working with Anna Bucic and Andrea Sloka, who have got podiums and wins in World Cups themselves. So does that enhance your belief that you can be successful?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think we're all skiing good and training together. We can pull each other forward, and I think we're all good enough to have this comparison, like to ski at the top level.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you actually realise this, but when you started in Saalbach, it meant that you'd started more World Cups than Europa Cups.
No, I did not realize that.
82 World Cup, 81 Europa Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say that because I want to also ask you about your Europa Cup podiums. They both came in the home Maribor giant slalom. Do you like it there or something?
I mean, it's I haven't skied there a lot, but it's kind of a home hill, and you always find that extra motivation on this home hill. But Europa Cups, I had a little bit of good seasons and bad seasons, and it was kind of hard to find that podium for a long time, but I find it there twice.
And is the Europa Cup program still going to be part of your season, or is it full slalom and giant slalom World Cup focus now?
No, I don't think now anymore. Like I think I'm good enough and consistent enough to just put it down in the World Cup. But maybe if there's going to be a race, maybe for training to go for Europa Cup, maybe. But I don't think I'm going to be keeping my energy for World Cups and trainings.
Yeah. So you've already touched on the results there in Maribor. Do you enjoy the World Cup over in Kranjska Gora, also on home snow, of course?
I would prefer if the World Cup was in Maribor, because I think that race is home in Maribor. But I enjoy Kranjska Gora too. I don't always find my right line there, but I'm trying, and I think it's a good terrain for me too, though, because it's pretty hard.
Yeah. So is there a lot of opportunities to train on these slopes, Maribor and Kranjska, or is it that the snow only comes when you're there competing in the events?
No, we don't have much opportunity to train there. We had, I think, maybe 5 days of training in Kranjska Gora last year. But no, there's not much opportunity to do that there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. So like you said, that you're going to concentrate on the World Cup. Have you got anything that you actually are there any places where you'll be visiting next season in the World Cup that you feel that you've got a better chance of getting the result?
It's always like when you've had good results in the past at some spots, you always are excited more to go there and expecting more. But I don't think that this is really, there is like preferences to the terrain and everything. But on the end of the day, it's just what kind of skiing you put down. But yeah, I enjoy certain places like Levi and maybe or that is coming up Saalbach because of the good result. It's like that, but I kind of think it's every place is special, and I enjoy going.
So your goal should be really to go one better in Saalbach.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna put down my best work that day, and we'll see what that will bring.
Future World Championship medalist.
Not just yet.
No, but you're going to have plenty of opportunities. This is the thing, the fact that you're already scoring these results so early. Do you not feel that almost the only way to go in now in your career for the next 5 years is to get podiums, to get medals, to get wins?
Yeah, it's always when you set some kind of result, it's always a goal to go higher, not lower. But I think consistency is important too, and not just chasing that one goal, but to put down the best skiing and go step by step, race after race, and give your best at each one of them.
Do you still find racing fun?
Yeah, I enjoy racing. I had a period where it was kind of hard for me because I was not scoring results, and but it's racing. It's fun, you're there that day to do what you love to do, and it's just the bonus to see how high you can reach.
Can I ask another favourite question of mine? That is, when you're racing, are you racing against the mountain, or are you racing against the other girls?
I'm kind of I find it's more like a battle within myself, and I'm trying to go with the mountain, not fight it, not race it, but just go with it. And like with the wave, you have to go with the wave.
So it's you with the mountain, not you against the girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Riding the wave.
Sorry?
Riding the wave.
Yeah. Yeah.
If only you were a surfer, that would actually be right. Yeah. So we've touched on it and we've hovered around it for quite a bit. But what are the realistic goals that you are setting for your 2024-25 season?
I want to find most of all the consistency to be able to perform consistently throughout this whole season, not just in one part of it, and like score in top 10s would be great. In slalom, perfect, and in GS I kind of have to get there still to that top 10, top 15.
But that is something that you're really looking to nail down.
Yeah, I mean, once you're 10th and then get an 8th, and you boost your confidence, and then you're 5th, and then you slowly kind of start to feel that maybe you are capable for the podium as well, and that's like pulling you forward.
Good.
Quick fire questions?
Yeah.
Quick fire questions it is. And we will start with your favourite place to ski.
I think Levi.
Levy.
Good.
Is that the first levy we've had? Is that the first levy we've had?
Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah.
That's our favourite place to ski, or my favourite place to ski.
It's one of mine. It's one of mine.
And why don't we drop it in there again?
Yeah, go on.
No, you go.
Go on.
I feel like I'm saying it all the time.
Yeah, you are. What he's asked is, we are going to Levy in November to the race, to the World Cup. We're going to watch. We're going to be there watching. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll be cheering you on.
Thank you.
First,
I presume you'll be there.
Yeah, I will. I sure will.
Yeah.
Yeah. first slalom of the season. So your last slalom result before that will have been fourth.
Exciting.
So
A little bit nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, quick fire, and that is the best moment of your career, in your opinion.
Yeah, the fourth place or the after race where I got to see my serviceman and the family.
I love that.
Yep.
Your best friend in the sport.
Zrinka Ljutic.
Ah,
Yeah.
I can't believe I've not mentioned her. She is part of the young generation coming through. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's not going to be coming on now, is she? She's not coming on now. Damn it.
Oh dear, yeah, that's
Edit. How come Drinker? Because you're not in the same team.
Yeah, we're not, but we're training together quite often, and always when we see each other on the races and trainings, we have a lot of fun.
She's had a very good season.
Yeah, awesome.
Next question. Your aspiration, if we were to speak to you in a couple of years' time. Where would you like to be in a couple of years?
Yeah, I'd like to be somewhere up in the top, be in that first group of races to start.
Yeah.
And who is your inspiration? A specific athlete or a specific person in your life that was like, I want to be them. I want to ski race like whoever.
Life-wise, I would say my dad. He has always inspired me in the way he's worked and think and go by life. But in the sport, I think Michaela is always the one to look up to. You know, not just because of her awesome technique and how she skis, but as she approaches the races and holding that consistency for so long.
Yeah.
You've got something to say?
No, I haven't. No, I agree with you, Tyler. He's fed up on me mentioning Michaela.
I'm not fed up.
He's always
she deserves it.
He always
really?
he always says to me afterwards, "You did it again. You spoke about it again." So I wasn't saying anything.
But now I like to set you up so you can.
Yeah, but you've covered everything: the technique, the way she planned, and everything. She's faultless, isn't she? You know, and you'll be like that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
And the final quickfire question is: one thing that you would change about Fizz?
Maybe the schedule, not to be everything so tight, and it's a lot for us athletes. It's draining at moments with all the traveling and this calendar. It's pretty full.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good point.
Very good.
I have prepared a question in your language. This is something that we started way back in April. And we haven't spoken to a non-English speaker for such a long time.
No, they've all been.
But I haven't forgotten about it. Yeah. I think it might have already been answered in English, but I'll give it a go anyway. This is my third try at Slovenian, so I should be an expert.
All right, yeah.
So here goes. Do you want to read it?
No, thanks. No.
Okay. Si vám zdi, že Slovensko smučanje zdaž konstantno na dobré, ale čelo náš božci ravný dozle.
Okay, I got that. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Was it any good, that?
It was pretty good. I understood him, so.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the non-Slovenian speakers, I asked, What did I ask? I can't remember. Seriously. No, I don't know what what did I ask? I don't know.
No, but we're
I don't
talking
know, I
about
forgot to.
we're talking about preparing for a ski season, and you haven't prepared the translation.
I don't think you know.
I kind of forgot it now. You can go again, and I can try to translate it into English.
Well, Slovensko is something to do with Slovenia, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll go again.
Sure, yeah.
Se vam zdi, že Slovensko smučanje zdaš konstantno na dobry ali čelo naš boží ravni dozle.
Okay, I lost you there for a bit, but I think you asked if I feel like the Slovenian is on the good rank, or it used to be on the better rank and it's now worse, or something like that. You asked.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it last night, but always write down the English next to it.
Maybe.
Well, that is all the questions. Thank you very much. That was a really great conversation.
Thank you.
And all the very best with the new season.
Yeah.
Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation.
I'd like to say thank you very much, and like Matt, I'd like to say all the best next year, and we'll be shouting for you, and I'm sure you're going to be successful. That podium is just round the corner.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, come and say hello to us in Levy.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Good luck.